In this tutorial I want to show you integration by parts with limits. Now for this integral, looking at the formula, I'm going to make this part my u and this part the dv dx. So by the formula we would have u times v, so the u part would be x, make sure you write that in brackets, and v would be the integral of e to the 2x with respect to x, so that becomes a half e to the 2x. Then minus the integral of v, and assuming that you kept this in the brackets, all you do is just simply copy that back down again, so you have half e to the 2x, and then you have u du dx, which is the differential of the x here. And differential of x with respect to x is 1, and then don't forget the dx that goes on the end. Now this particular integral has limits, and when you have limits all you need to do is just put square brackets round the outside here and your limits go from 1 to 2. Next, in the usual way, I just want to clean up this term and clean up my integral term. So cleaning this term up gives x over 2 e to the 2x, and cleaning this integral up gives me minus a half. Remember to put constants out the front, always a good sign. E to the 2x dx. Then I've got my limits, which are now in square brackets going from 1 to 2. Next I'm going to work out this integral, so just copy down the first term again, x over 2 e to the 2x, and if I integrate e to the 2x, it's a half e to the 2x multiplied with this half is going to give me minus a quarter e to the 2x. And again, don't forget to put your limits around the outside, 1 to 2. Then when you have the limits we put the 2 through, and so if we put 2 through the first term we're going to have 2 over 2 e to the 2 times 2, which is e to the power 4. Then we have minus a quarter, and put the 2 in here, we have e to the power 4. I'll put that in brackets, and then minus, and we put the 1 through. So we have 1 over 2, a half, and then e to the power 2, okay, and then minus 1 quarter, and e to the 2 times 1, that's e to the power 2. Working this out, we have 1 whole 1 times e to the 4, that's e to the 4 minus a quarter e to the 4, that's 3 quarters e to the 4. And then here we have a half e squared minus a quarter e squared, so that's going to be a quarter e squared, so we have minus a quarter e squared. Now we normally like exact answers, so don't use a calculator, by the way, to work these out. You're just going to end up with a horrible long decimal that you're going to have to round anyway, so if we're going to keep it exact, just leave it either like this, or you could go a little further by simplifying it, and that is pulling out a quarter and e squared as a common factor, so that's e squared over 4. And inside the bracket here you'd need a 3, and here you would just need, a 3e squared I should say, and on this term just simply minus 1. And there you have the simplified version, then the exact version of this particular integral with limits. And hopefully you should be able to model any other question by parts on this one where you have limits.